we have already discussed how politics can influence the madrasa education or have influenced the madrasa education in the Pakistani context. But let's now just look into the relationship between the madaris and the politics in general and also in the context of Pakistan. The role of madaris in politics has been important ever since the inception of religious political parties in Pakistan. Religio-political parties have been present in Pakistan since pre-partition days of the subcontinent. So the religio-political parties existed in the subcontinent region of Pakistan even before the Pakistan was made, even before the independence of Pakistan. So the history of religion-based political parties is even bigger than the Pakistan itself. After partition, Deobandis in Pakistan formed the Jamiyat-e-Ulama-e-Islam, JUI, whereas the Barelvi school of thought followed a similar line by establishing its own political party with the title of Jamiyat-e-Ulama-e-Pakistan. So, right after the partition, on the basis of sect, Deobandi and the Barelvi, both of them fall under the Sunni sect, and these two Maslaks, they decided not to work along and they made their own political parties. Deobandi had JUI at their disposal and the Barelvis had JUP at their disposal. So the division is right there from the beginning. The Ahle Hadith sect and the Shia also developed religious political parties in the same manner. All the religious political parties have extended their network in madaris of their respective sect. According to PIPS, according to the PIPS survey of 2008, which by the way is Pakistan Institute for Peace Studies, a majority of madaris have political affiliations. According to the survey they conducted, about 62% of the madaris had political linkages. So what does that mean? It means that 62% of the registered madaris out there, they were taking a lot of different kind of supports: moral supports, emotional supports, financial supports, logistical supports, political policy level supports from the political parties out there. 59% of them were affiliated with the religio-political parties, while 3% with other mainstream parties as well. And 18% beyond that 63% belonged to the sectarian or jihadi outfits, and about 18% did not express any kind of political association. The majority of wafaqs or madrasa boards dislike associations of madaris with any political parties. However, Rabita al-Madaris fully support its political party Jamaat-e-Islami, simply because they are founded, the Rabita al-Madaris as a wafaq, as a board, has been founded by the political party itself. Since it is not sect-based, it is actually politics-based. Nevertheless, there is consensus that students can take part in politics after completion of their education. According to Qari Hanif Jalandhari, politics on the basis of religion is the need of the hour in the country. So in other words, he says that everyone, one way or the other, has to contribute towards the politics of the country. But he continues and says, but I think that the madaris should pay attention on education and avoid the practical politics. Students should not take part in any kind of political activities besides education. However, after attainment of degree, they are free to do whatever they want to do. So what is Qari Hanif is saying? Qari Hanif is saying the involvement of the random individual in the politics of the country is very important. But when an individual is in the madaris, his primary focus should be to learn the Islamic values, the life skills, and the knowledge, and do not get distracted by any of these political agendas of different political parties, because then there will be no winning situation for him in particular. It is observed that involvement of the madaris in politics detracts students from education and creates a rigid mindset amongst them, which leads towards extremism. During affiliation with a single political party, students confine themselves to its manifesto and political views. In such circumstances, politically affiliated seminary students lack ability to tolerate others' views. This polarized thinking also compels them to join sectarian and violent organizations to fulfill their agenda as part of a political agenda. Now, that was the relationship of madaris with politics. Now let's just shed some light on what is the relationship between madaris and the sectarianism. Research tells us that there exists a very strong, very close link between religious seminaries in Pakistan and the sectarian violence in Pakistan. Let's just see how it gets to be supported. As mentioned earlier, madaris are divided on sectarian basis. Forget about divided. Madaris actually are founded, are formed, have the foundations based on sectarianism. Thus, the divisions show that every sect is preserving and propagating their respective interpretation of the correct form of Islam, referred to as its maslak or Islamic creed. So every madrasa, for every sect, they are trying to teach to the kids that only their interpretation is the right representation of Islam, and everybody else is not preaching the right Islam. This kind of thinking should not be propagated, at least at this level of education, because it influences the students in a negative way, and it takes away the student's ability to agree with the difference of opinion, right? So because of that, this needs to be taken care of. Madaris not only spread a certain brand of sectarian identity among its students, but also spread it in society to the families and the extended families of the students. Now see, when we teach sectarianism or sectarianism-based thoughts to our students in madrasas, what happens? Those students go back to their home, they talk to their siblings, they talk to their parents, they also get influenced. Then they talk to their cousins and they talk to their uncles and their aunties, so they also get influenced. So the seed which is sowed in the madaris actually gets to grow across the society. And if that seed is of this increasing sectarianism and increasing the division, this is not the healthy growth. This is not the growth we want to see. So it has to be the other way around. The division of sect binds a society and students to follow their ideology and do not allow pupils and society to look at alternative perspectives within the religious discourse. Sectarian divisions among Muslims in the subcontinent are part and parcel of these divisions. Militancy in sectarian conflicts cannot be attributed solely to the madrasa teachings, though of course the propagation of divergent beliefs does create the potential for negative bias against people of other beliefs. Sectarian violence is also alarming for madrasa authorities as it damages their cause and system of education. You go and you talk to any official out there from the madrasa and you ask them what is their true purpose of existence. They'll tell you that we are here to promote Islam. We are here to promote the values and the knowledge of Islam. So their agenda seems right, but when they get involved in things like this, when they get involved in increasing the division among the people, that true purpose of promoting Islam gets compromised. An overwhelming majority of madaris are against sectarian violence and seem willing to overcome this menace. However, they're also not amenable to support propagating their sect, even at the risk of exclusivity from religious harmony among sects in Pakistani society.